Good day. In this video, I'm going to design this structure using response spectrum analysis. So I'm referring to dynamic analysis. The structure is pre-modeled, and for those new viewer, I have video on how to model a structure like this using sTAAD software. In this model, I have done the following: modeling, wind load creation, diaphragm modeling, and reference load. I created 4 items under reference loads: reference load dead load, reference load live load, reference load prop live, and dynamic loads. Now for the reference load dead load, this load is for the seismic definition use. The loading type is dead. When the software calculates the behavior using AL procedure, the software tries to look for the mass model, and it uses mass model provided in the seismic definition. Another importance of this mass data in the seismic definition is when the rigid diaphragm is modeled in this sample structure, the software can automatically calculate the center of mass and center of rigidity of the structure. This mass is for the dead weight of the structure. So if we go to seismic definition down here, then click this plus sign to expand, then highlight the reference load Y, then click edit below. We will see these 4 load types that I created in the reference load. What we need here is just click the reference load Y only, highlight it and click the arrow pointing to the right, meaning bringing this to the right. This is the way of importing the particular reference load in the seismic definition. For the rest of the loads, these are intended for the load cases details use. We can find the load cases details down here. Now to import reference loads to a certain primary load case, example primary load case for dead load here. Just highlight the L here, then click the button add below. Then click repeat load. Next, click reference load. And we will see again these 4 load types created in the reference load definition. We chose reference load DL here. For live load, select live load. The procedure is the same for the rest of the loads. Going back to reference load definition above, one thing we take into consideration is the loading type. For dead load intended for seismic definition, the loading type is dead. For live load, live. For rough live load, rough live. And for dynamic loads is mass. The dynamic mass is to create lump masses at the joints, and these loads must include 3 different directions: X, Y, and G. The software calculates the vibration in 3 different directions using this load with type mass. If the load is not present, the software tries to look for another type of load, and this would lead to error. In case we define the live load, so in case we define the live load as load type mass, then software includes this load as dynamic load together with all other loads with mass as the load type. And the output of the analysis won't be accurate. So we must take care of this. The arrangement of primary load case almost same with that of the equivalent lateral force procedure, except for the addition of response spectrum load case and the addition of dynamic mass model in the reference load. For the primary load case AX and AG in load case 1 and 2 respectively, these loads are supposed to be no longer needed. But we define the seismic definition above, so AX and AG must remain in place. The primary purpose of this seismic definition is to calculate the base shear using equivalent lateral force procedure. And we use this result in comparing with base shear obtained in response spectrum analysis for scaling and adjustment purpose. We now proceed to adding load items. Click load details and then click the button add below. Loading type seismic CH. Let's type the name RX. Next is for load case 9. Let's name it as RG. Then close. Click RX, then click add. Click response spectrum. In this drop-down menu, we can select any building code we want. We have so many building codes here. But if building code we wish is not listed here, sTAAD.PRO allows user to use custom or generic response spectrum. So in our case, we use custom. Then select here CQC. This CQC is our combination method, which is better for 3D model. Besides, CQC is appropriate for closely spaced mode shape. For the spectrum type, click acceleration, then check the directional factor and type the value of equation I over R. Ri equals 1 and R equals 8.5. Remember, both I and R value must be the value we define in seismic definition. So we type 0.118. Interpolation type, linear, or the damping type is just damping, and we use 0.05. Scaling, we put 1. Missing mass is the method to include the static effect of the mass not represented in the modes. But for this sample, we'll leave missing mass and ZPE both unchecked. Then click add. No data found in spectrum table. Just ignore and click OK. Actually, the software told us so because we are supposed to enter values of spectrum data here. We can directly fill each of this column with our spectrum data. However, we have the better option to use the sTAAD editor. We can simply copy our file from Notepad and paste into a sTAAD editor. Click close. Again for RG, click add. Same procedure, except directional procedure G instead of X. So enter same value 0.118. I have video about UBC 1997 spectrum data on how to use it. You may find the link below in the description box of this video. Now that we have completed the primary load cases, we proceed to checking for sub-story and irregularities of the structure. To do this, go to Analysis and Design tab. Then in the ribbon toolbar, click Miscellaneous command, and in a drop-down menu, click Floor Diaphragm Options. Then select the design code EECE 05/10/16. Check sub-story and check irregularities and click OK to exit. Next, we add the load combinations for the drift check and for the strength design. In the workflow page control panel, click Loading, then click Load Case Details. In the left portion, click Auto Load Combination. In the drop-down menu, click NSAP 2015. So for the new viewer, I have video on how to create auto load combination by using auto load combination manager. So from here, select drift, then click generate loads, then click add. Again, let us add load combinations for the design of members. Highlight the load cases details again. And this time, select modal analysis. Then click generate to populate the load combinations here. So these combinations are added here. After everything is in place, we need to add perform analysis command. To do this, go to Analysis and Design tab. In the ribbon toolbar in the left side, click Analysis command. In the dialog box, select Perform Analysis, and in the print option, click Mode Shift. Before clicking the Add button, pay attention to this side. For the Perform Analysis command that we are adding may populate in this area, which is not the right place. And we have to correct it. To do this correction, go to Utilities tab. Then in the ribbon toolbar, click Command File. Scroll down and look for the word Perform Analysis. Click that link. Then in the right side, highlight it. Cut it out. And paste it down here. We notice the sub-story and irregularities checking is right under the load combinations we just created. The analysis will not succeed if this is the scenario, so we must familiarize the location of this command every time we use sTAAD software. We have to transfer this to supposed to be its correct location. So we just cut this by simply highlight this, right click, cut, and look for the diaphragm command above. Here, double click. So right under the diaphragm command, paste. Then close this editor. Click yes. Next is we need to check the drift of this structure if it is within the code limit. We are going to amplify the drift to account for extra displacement acquired due to consideration of the ductility behavior of the structure. To do this, we need to use factor of 0.00336 for period equal to or greater than 0.7 second. I have video on how this displacement amplification should be done. The seismic reduction factor R and the overstrength factor omega. In the Analysis and Design tab and in the ribbon toolbar, click Post Analysis. Then click this Define Commands in the dialog box. Load list. This load list is to instruct sTAAD to use the load combinations here during the analysis. So we chose load combinations from load 10 to 29. Then add, then close. Then click Define Commands again, then click Storey drift. So we use 0.00336. Then add, then again click dia-cr, add, then close. After this, we run the analysis. Then check the sub-story. Sub-story is here. then it is found that no substory is detected. Now for the drift limit we have here, so there is no problem with the drift limit. For the irregularities, we can find it here. Irregularity checks. So we see that our structure has irregularity. So that's why we are considering dynamic analysis. Now everything is fine except that our structure is irregular based on output. So that is why we consider dynamic analysis in this structure. Now, next is we are going to remove the load list. Remove it. Then exit. Then we run the analysis for the second time. So after this analysis, we now proceed to the design. After running the analysis, click the view output file, then click done. Now we first check the participation factor, and it is here in the left side. Look for participation factor and double click that word. The participation factor along X and Y is 94.864 and 95.154 respectively. Hence, it is now good to proceed to design according to NSFA code. Next, we need to check the base shear obtained in equivalent lateral force procedure. So we'll find for the diaphragm in the top left part, double click it, and it is here. Bx is equal to 1697.78. This is base shear along X direction. Scroll down a little bit further to find base shear along Y direction. Here it is. Bg is equal to 1858.84 kilonewton. Now let's find the base shear obtained using response spectrum. Let's go back to participation factor down here. It is Bx is equal to 1702.06. And for G direction, it is 1859 kilonewton. According to NSFA code section 208.5.3.5.4, item 3, where it says, for all irregular structures, regardless of ground motion representation, elastic response parameters may be reduced such that corresponding base shear is not less than 100% of the base shear determined in accordance with section 208.5.2. The corresponding reduced design seismic forces shall be used for design in accordance with section 203.